Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out in a month, and here are my 3 rules when this movie drops. Number 1, leave your crying baby at the house. Do I have to say it louder? Leave your crying baby
at the fucking house.
We haven't had a Spidey movie drop in 5 years, and when the intro starts, if I hear a crying baby,
I'm going to punk that fucker.
And it's not even that. Why would you bring your little ass Tata to the movies knowing that little shithead's gonna cry? Get your family to watch him or get that little nigga to daycare. Number 2, don't ask no dumbass questions. One of my biggest pet peeves is when people have to ask me a question during the movie. Listen here, if we're watching the same movie, why are you asking me shit I don't know the answers to? Sip your lip, sip it quick, and wait till after the movie to ask me any type of question you want. Number 3, make sure you use the restroom before the movie starts. And let me explain why. I am sick and tired of big back ass niggas walking past my face during important key moments of the movie.
You don't have to piss every 5 seconds.
I don't know about y'all, but anytime I go see a movie, especially a Marvel movie, I don't have to go. And another reason I don't want to repeat myself because your dumbass decided to get up during the Spidey and Scorpion fight. Also, I lied. This is the last rule. When them credits roll,
do not get up.
If I see any of y'all niggas get up and start walking towards the exit, the minute them credits start rolling, I'm going to hawk your ass down,
grab you by your fat ass neck,
and sit your ass down. Because let me tell you something. After this movie, the next big Marvel project is Avengers Doomsday, and I promise you, this post-credit scene will tie into that.
I need your ass to be locked in for that.
And plus, when do Marvel movies not have a post-credit scene? Sometimes they got 2 of them. I need all eyes to the screen glued to this movie the second the intro starts playing. This movie's gonna be top 3 most important moments in American history, damn it. Put these 6 in the same city and only 1 survived. We got Nightwing, Red Hood, Daredevil, Bullseye, Punisher, and Green Arrow. Green Arrow's probably the first one to go.
Get this nigga out of here.
Don't get me wrong, Ollie's an elite marksman, but everybody else on this list either hunts killers for a living or survives in cities way more dangerous than Star City. After that, shit gon' get ugly. Bullseye starts stacking bodies immediately. This nigga can turn a paperclip into a lethal weapon and has killed some of Marvel's deadliest heroes and villains. But here's the problem. Bullseye always gets cocky. Eventually, he's gonna cross paths with either Punisher or Red Hood, and somebody's putting him down. Next out is Punisher. Frank is probably responsible for more kills than everybody else here combined. But in a city-wide battle royale, every gunshot he fires gives away his location. And unlike normal criminals, these guys actually know how to hunt. This gonna hurt me to say, then Red Hood falls. Jason is ruthless,
armed to the teeth,
and trained by Batman himself. But when the dust settles, there's only 2 left. Nightwing
and Daredevil.
Now this is where it gets crazy. Nightwing is arguably the greatest acrobat and one of the best hand-to-hand fighters DC has ever produced. But Daredevil's senses are absolutely unfair. He can hear your heartbeat,
track your breathing,
detect attacks before they happen, fight in complete darkness, even know when you're lying. In a city full of noise, chaos, and hiding spots, Daredevil becomes almost impossible to surprise. So after days of hunting, after dozens of fights, the final verdict, the last man standing, is Daredevil. But I'm gonna be honest, Nightwing is making him earn every single second of that victory. Could the entire Viltrumite Empire survive this gauntlet? Let's find out. Level 1 is the Power Rangers. Now I'm sorry Rangers fans, but this is a slaughter. We're talking about an army full of Omni-Man level warriors crashing into Earth at hypersonic speed. Even with their Zords, the Rangers are getting overwhelmed by sheer numbers. The Viltrumites clear level 1 with almost no casualties. Now level 2.
The Teen Titans.
Beast Boy, Cyborg, Robin, and Starfire are strong. But the real game changer is Raven. If Raven cuts loose and starts using her strongest magical ability, she can take down a lot of Viltrumites. But the problem?
There are thousands of them.
Eventually the Titans get swarmed and the Viltrumite Empire moves on. Level 3 is the Green Lantern Corps. Now things get serious, my nigga. Every Green Lantern has a ring capable of creating nearly anything they can imagine. Giant constructs, force fields, planet level attacks, you name it. The Corps could absolutely kill countless Viltrumites. But if we're talking about the entire Viltrumite Empire at its peak, they eventually break through after one of the bloodiest fights imaginable. They clear, but barely. RIP to every single one of them niggas, cause they not getting past level 4, which is the Brotherhood of Mutants. Magneto alone is a nightmare matchup, because a lot of Viltrumite armor and technology contains metal. Then you got niggas like Juggernaut charging through battlefields, and good luck stopping them. Mystique is gonna shapeshift into one of them and create chaos from inside. And powerful mutants back in Magneto's war effort. The Brotherhood doesn't have the numbers advantage, but they have hacks abilities that the Viltrumites aren't used to dealing with. Yeah, there's no way in hell the Viltrumites are getting past this absolute nuclear of a squad. Then we reach the final boss, the X-Men. Now you're dealing with the absolute strongest mutant heroes on Earth. Characters like Professor X can attack minds from across the battlefield. Storm can control the environment on a massive scale. X-Men is nearly impossible to permanently kill. And depending on the roster, you could be looking at Omega level mutants that completely change the rules of the fight. The Viltrumites have to deal with a coordinated team of some of the most powerful mutants in Marvel history. Their strength and speed are insane. But the X-Men have too many answers. Even Thrag, Omni-Man, and Conquest eventually fall. The Viltrumite Empire makes it all the way, but they're not getting past level 4 and the final boss. How far does Symbiote Spider-Man go? Level 1 Green Arrow. Do we know who Symbiote Spider-Man is? This is a terrible matchup. Spider-Man already has superhuman strength, speed, reflexes, and spider sense. Add the symbiote on top of that, Green Arrow's basically trying to stop a freight train
with trick arrows, my nigga.
Spidey clears him with no difficulty. Level 2 is Deathstroke. This one is a little bit more interesting. Deathstroke has beaten entire teams of heroes before, and his tactical genius makes him one of the most dangerous humans in comics. But here's the problem. Deathstroke can predict a lot of things. Spider sense is not one of them. Combine that with Peter's enhanced progression from the symbiote.
And let me tell you something.
This nigga Slade is getting wiped out. Level 3 is Bane. Now Bane is insanely strong, especially when he's pumped full of venom. But I'll tell you what, Spider-Man has fought monsters way stronger than Bane throughout Marvel history. Rhino, Venom, Carnage. The symbiote gives Peter a huge physical advantage, and Bane simply can't keep up with the speed difference. Now level 4 is the Bat family.
And oh my god.
The Batman glazes are about to be on my dick. Batman, Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, Robin, and all of them are coming at Peter together. This is actually the hardest fight so far. The Bat family is known for preparation, teamwork, and exploiting weaknesses. But symbiote Spider-Man is a different nigga. He's way stronger, I mean miles stronger than every single one of them. Way faster too, and Spider-Sense makes surprise attacks almost impossible. After a brutal fight, Spider-Man clears them. Now we're getting into the bread and butter because the final boss is the Fantastic Four. This might be where the run ends. The Thing alone can trade punches with some of Marvel's strongest heroes. Invisible Woman's force fields are powerful enough to contain beings far above Spider-Man's level. Mr. Fantastic is one of the most smartest people on Earth. And Human Torch has exactly what the symbiote hates most.
Fire.
I'm not gonna lie, Pete, as much as I ride for you and I'll die for you, I don't think you got this one in the bag. Against the entire Fantastic Four at once, you might be getting packed up. But I don't know, because at the same time, Spider-Man did defeat the Fantastic Four at one point. So this one is tricky. At this point, it really just comes down to the authors. Use any two to save you and the rest will try to kill you. You got Deathstroke, Daredevil, Punisher, Iron Fist, Bullseye, Green Arrow, Red Hood, and Nightwing. My first choice is Deathstroke. Because let's be real, if Deathstroke is coming after your ass, you're putting your life in the hands of a man who beat Batman, fought the Justice League,
And one.
and casually outsmarted entire superhero teams. I am not taking the chance of having Slade Wilson hunting me down. My second pick is Daredevil. A lot of people are gonna pick Nightwing, and that's fair. But Daredevil's radar sense is a cheat code in this scenario. You can't sneak up on him. You can't ambush him. Ask the hand how that went. And you can't hide from him. If Bullseye is setting up a sniper shot from 3 blocks away, Daredevil is probably the first ones to know. Now let's talk about the people trying to kill us. Bullseye is terrifying because literally anything becomes a weapon. A pencil,
A coin.
a paperclip, it doesn't matter. If he can throw it,
It can kill you.
Punisher is showing up with enough firearms to invade a small country. Red Hood is basically a younger, more aggressive Batman who doesn't mind putting people
In the fucking dirt.
Nightwing is arguably the most skilled pure martial artist here. Green Arrow is a massive problem too. People underestimate Oliver Queen.
And not gonna lie, me too.
But comic Green Arrow has trick arrows for almost every situation imaginable. Insane accuracy and enough tactical experience to make every fight complicated. Iron Fist can literally punch through steel with the power of the Iron Fist. But here's the thing. Deathstroke has the experience
The tactics.
and the physical advantages to deal with almost everyone on this list. And Daredevil makes it nearly impossible for the others to catch us off guard. Together, they're the best combination of offense and defense. Plus, Daredevil's radar sense helps locate threats, while Deathstroke systematically eliminates them one by one before they can coordinate. So the final verdict is Deathstroke and Daredevil. But honestly, if Bullseye, Green Arrow, Punisher, Red Hood, Nightwing, and Iron Fist all coordinate their attacks at the same time, we're probably still having a very bad day. Put these 6 speedsters in the same city, who survives at the end? Everybody thinks this fight's gonna be close, and I promise you it's not. First up, Chuck from Angry Birds. I've seen the movie, trust me, this nigga's fast as hell. But by the time this bird brain ass nigga realizes what's happening, 5 speedsters have already left the city twice. Chuck is gone immediately. Next is Dash from Incredibles. This was my childhood, so this was gonna hurt. Dash is insanely fast compared to normal humans, like of course, but compared to comic book speedsters. Sorry Dash, you're not built for this battlefield. Then we got A-Train. Now A-Train dominates the boys universe, but his biggest problem is simple.
He's not even close to light speed.
The second he tries to engage somebody like Quicksilver or Red Rush, he's getting left in the dust. A-Train.
Get this nigga out of here.
Now we're down to the serious contenders. Red Rush from Invincible. People underestimate him because of what Omni-Man did to him. But Red Rush was moving so fast that entire conversations felt frozen in time. Against most speedsters, he'd be terrifying.
Just not these ones.
Which brings us to Quicksilver and Wally West. Movie Quicksilver can save an entire mansion before an explosion goes off. I know y'all know what scene I'm talking about. He is ridiculously fast. But Wally West, Wally has crossed planets in seconds. He's outran cosmic entities. And in some comic stories, he's moving so fast that concepts like time barely matter anymore. This man can literally steal your speed. Imagine training your whole life to become the fastest person alive. Then all of a sudden, you're standing still while Wally gets even faster.
Game over, my nigga.
So the final verdict, Chuck is gone, Dash is gone, this man is out of here too, Red Rush is out of here, Quicksilver puts up the best fight, but the last person standing, the only survivor in this city, is Wally West. You have to pick one of these options and whichever one you choose becomes reality. Option 1, be a thug and fight Moon Knight. Do you really think I have a chance against this schizophrenic psychopath?
Absolute fucking not.
Moon Knight is the guy who gets stabbed, slugs it off, and keeps walking towards you. This man has beat criminals while taking damage on purpose just to intimidate them. If Khonshu is backing him, at that point you're fighting a man possessed by an ancient god. Option 2, be a criminal and fight Red Hood. Honestly, this might be the smartest choice. Jason Todd is one of the deadliest members of the Bat family. He's trained by Batman, fought assassins, and isn't afraid to use weapons. But here's the thing, he's still human. If you're smart enough to surrender immediately, you might, and I say might, survive with the hospital bill instead of a funeral. Option 3, try to survive against Ghost Rider. Woo! Yeah, I'm not picking this one. Ghost Rider has fought demons, gods, monsters, and supernatural threats on a daily basis. His chains can tear through enemies. And don't even get me started on the penance stare. Imagine feeling every ounce of pain you've ever caused anyone. One look.
And it's over.
Hard fucking pass. That is the last option. Option 4, be a warrior and fight Scorpion. I'm not gonna lie, as soon as you hear that,
Get over here!
your life expectancy drops dramatically. Scorpion has killed armies, fought gods, mastered multiple forms of combat, and literally crawled his way back from hell. Being a warrior sounds cool until you're getting speared through the chest by a teleporting undead ninja. So if I'm forced to choose, I'm taking Red Hood. He's dangerous, but compared to Avengers-powered Moon Knight
Ghost Rider!
and Scorpion, that's the only option where I can realistically surrender and live to tell the story. What would you do? And you've got 4 choices, and honestly, every single one of them is a damn nightmare. Option 1, be the Flash and fight Reverse Flash. Now this sounds the same because Reverse Flash is basically the biggest hater in comic book history. This man has traveled through time just to ruin Barry Allen's life. But here's the thing, if you are the Flash, you have Speed Force powers, insane reaction speed, time travel abilities, and a chance to win. Barry Allen has beat him before, so this isn't impossible. Option 2, beat Batman and fight Bane. Now a lot of people are going to pick this one because Batman beats Bane all the time, right?
Wrong.
People forget, Bane literally broke Batman's back and nearly ended his career. Bane isn't just muscle. He's smart, tactical, and strong enough to throw grown men around like action figures. One mistake and your clown ass is getting folded like a lawn chair. Option 3, beat Battle Beast and fight Thrag. Yeah.
Absolutely fucking not.
Battle Beast is one of the most strongest characters in the entire Invincible universe. He fought armies, destroyed Viltrumite, and lived for battle.
And he still couldn't beat Thrag.
In one of the most legendary fights in comic book history, Battle Beast pushed Thrag to his limits and fought for days. But Thrag survived and won. If Battle Beast couldn't do it, why the
Hell!
am I signing up for that? Option 4. Be Billy Butcher and fight Soldier Boy. This might actually be the worst choice. Soldier Boy is basically Homelander light.
With decades of combat experience.
Unless you're giving me Temp V powers, Butcher is getting absolutely demolished. And even with powers, Soldier Boy is still a massive problem. So after looking at all 4 options, I'm taking B Flash and fight Reverse Flash. It's still terrifying. It's still probably the hardest fight of my life. But at least I'm not getting my back broken by Bane.
Ripped apart by Thrag.
Or vaporized by Soldier Boy. Darkseid is coming for you, and you've got exactly $1,000 to survive. Who are you buying? Now, before you waste your money on Homelander, let me save your life. I'm sorry, but Homelander's getting folded before Darkseid even finishes introducing himself. Listen here, respectfully, that is a donation. Next is Booster Gold. Underrated character, time travel tech, force field, future knowledge. But against a nigga like Darkseid, he's buying you maybe 5 extra minutes. Then we got Aquaman for 400. Arthur is a beast in the ocean, has magical weapons, and has fought gods before. But the problem is that Darkseid fights entire Justice League rosters for fun. Now let's talk about Omni-Man for 400. Nolan is
Terrifying.
he can destroy civilizations and fly through planets. But Darkseid has gone toe-to-toe with beings far beyond Viltrumite level. Omni-Man becomes another casualty. Wonder Woman for 600 is actually tempting. Cheese battle, gods wielded divine weapons, and has one of the strongest combat IQs in DC. But even Diana would struggle carrying this fight alone. Then there's the Flash for 600. Time travel, phase through matter, and potentially erase threats before they even happen. If you're building a team, Flash is one of the smartest purchases on the board. Scarlet Witch for 800? Now we're entering reality warping territory. One thought from Wanda can change the battlefield completely. The problem is Darkseid has dealt with reality manipulators before, and one mistake means Omega Beams are turning your survival plans into dust. Strange Supreme for 800 might actually be the biggest bargain here. This version absorbs countless mystical entities and rewriting reality in what if. We could potentially trap or contain Darkseid longer than almost anyone else on this list. But here's the problem. Why build a team when you can buy the strongest option available? Because sitting at the middle for exactly $1,000 is Cosmic Armor Superman. This nigga was literally created to fight threats that end entire stories. We're talking about a version of Superman so powerful that it exists on a level where universes, timelines, and realities are basically pieces on a chessboard. This thing was built as a living cosmic weapon. His entire purpose is adapting to impossible threats and overcoming them. He's fought beings that operate beyond the normal DC universe. And perhaps the most ridiculous part, Cosmic Armor Superman can perceive the narrative itself. A combination of Strange Supreme and Aquaman gives you some versatility. But when Darkseid himself is knocking on your door, I'm not looking for versatility. I'm looking for the highest survival odds possible. And nobody on this board gives me a better chance than Cosmic Armor Superman. How far can Conquest go if they come one by one? Starting at level 1, we have Vidor. Vidor is a capable Viltrumite, but Conquest is built different. The guy lives for battle. He's fought some of the strongest beings in the Invincible universe and actually enjoys getting punched in the face. Vidor might land a few hits, but Conquest tears through him without much trouble. Now we move to level 2, General Craig. I ain't gonna lie, shit gonna get interesting real quick. Craig is one of the highest ranking Viltrumites and has centuries of combat experience. He's stronger, smarter, and far more dangerous than Vidor. But Conquest has something most Viltrumites don't. He's an absolute fucking monster in close combat. Craig would push him harder, but did we forget
How fucking brutal Conquest is.
Conquest survives level 2, but he's finally starting to take some real damage. Here comes level 3, Anissa. I ain't gonna lie, this fight would be cinema. Anissa's one of the strongest Viltrumites in the Empire. She's fast, ruthless, and powerful enough to dominate most opponents in a straight-up fight. And unlike Craig, she can actually match Conquest physically for long stretches of the battle. But I ain't gonna lie, if we're talking prime comic book Conquest, I still think he barely pulls it off. Now we reach level 4, Omni-Man. Nolan isn't just another Viltrumite. He's one of the greatest warriors the Empire has ever produced. He has thousands of years of experience, insane durability, but by the later parts of the story, his feats become absolutely ridiculous. Conquest will make Nolan work for
Every inch.
pause. But Nolan has something Conquest doesn't. He knows how to win. And after one of the most brutal fights, Omni-Man eventually puts him down for good, even if he somehow escaped with a miracle victory. Good luck getting past the final boss. The same Thrag who dominated elite Viltrumite and very powerful warrior and was considered the undisputed strongest Viltrumite alive, a weakened Conquest wouldn't stand a chance. Even a fresh Conquest wouldn't even stand a chance either. So the final verdict, Conquest clears Fedor, Craig, Anissa, but gets stopped by Omni-Man before he even reaches Thrag. How far can Darth Vader go? Level 1 is the Joker. I would like to meet the man who put this clown on the list.
How is this even a fight?
The second this clown starts talking, Vader's gonna get annoyed and force choke him before the monologue is finished. He's getting obliterated onto level 2 is Magneto. And this is where things get controversial. A lot of people instantly give Magneto the win because Vader is basically a walking metal suit. Fair point, I'll give you that. Magneto could potentially crush his armor, rip apart his cybernetics, or manipulate the metal keeping him alive. But Vader isn't some helpless target. This is the same man who held back massive ships with the Force, ripped apart machinery, and reacts to attacks faster than most humans can comprehend. If Vader catches Magneto off guard with the Force choke or even a Force crush, he can absolutely win. It's a difficult fight, but I'm giving Vader a slight chance here. Let's say he survives and advances. Level 3 is Thanos, and this depends on one thing. Does he have the gauntlet? Because if he does, the fight is over before it starts. One thought, one snap, and it's over. But if we're talking standard comic or a movie Thanos without the full gauntlet, Vader actually makes it interesting. But the problem is that Thanos has fought cosmic beings, Hulk-level monsters,
Gods,
entire superhero team. He's stronger, tougher, and far more durable than anything Vader has ever faced. And I'm probably gonna eat my words. Eventually, Thanos overwhelms him. But let's imagine for a second, Vader pulls off the impossible, because waiting at level 4 is Dr. Doom, one of the smartest and most dangerous villains in comic history. Doom combines advanced technology, magic, strategy, and ridiculous amounts of preparation. He's beaten gods. He's stolen cosmic power. He's outsmarted beings that should be impossible to outsmart. Vader's force powers are impressive, but Doom has an answer for almost everything. And then comes the final boss, Darkseid. This is the ruler of Apocalypse, a being who fights gods and threatens entire reality. The Omega beams alone are enough to end this run instantly. I don't need to say enough. This nigga's not even touching Darkseid. Final verdict, Vader destroys Joker, has a tough fight with Magneto, probably stops at Thanos, definitely stops at Doom, and Darkseid is absolutely impossible to beat. Who would you rather fight? Let's start with Endgame Thanos. We're talking about the version of Thanos that nearly wiped out the entire Avengers roster without even using the Infinity Stones. This man beat Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man in the same fight. So unless you're showing up as Scarlet Witch or Captain Marvel, you're basically volunteering to become a background casualty in an Avengers movie. Next up, be a ninja and fight Sub-Zero. Now, being a ninja sounds cool until you remember who you're fighting. Sub-Zero can create weapons out of ice. Freeze opponents solid, has spent decades fighting supernatural assassins, monsters, and gods. Most ninjas would get turned into a frozen statue before the fight even starts. Then we have be a god and fight Gore. This one might actually be the worst choice, because Gore's entire reputation comes from hunting and killing gods. Not one god, not 10 gods, entire civilization of gods. So becoming a god just means you're signing up for the exact job description Gore specializes in destroying. Now let's talk about be Steve and fight the Warden. The Warden hits like a truck, can sense vibrations, and is one of the most strongest mobs in Minecraft. But Steve has something others don't. Preparation. Steve can show up in full netherite armor,
enhanced weapons,
great potions and regeneration potions, enhanced golden apples, and stacks of resources. People have already defeated Wardens countless times in Minecraft. Meanwhile, nobody is casually defeating Thanos,
Sub-Zero,
or Gore. I'm choosing Steve versus the Warden every single time, because the other three options are boss fights. The Warden is the only one that feels like an actual challenge instead of a guaranteed funeral. Wonder Woman runs the gauntlet starting at level 1 as MCU Black Widow. This shit ain't even remotely fair. Wonder Woman has traded blows with gods, monsters, and Kryptonians. Black Widow's gadgets aren't doing shit here. Instantly clears level 1. Level 2 is MCU Captain Carter. This fight lasts longer, but the results don't change. Captain Carter has super soldier strength and incredible combat skill, but Wonder Woman is operating on an entirely different level. Diana is stronger, and don't get me started on what her weapons can do. Level 2 gets cleared. Level 3 is War Woman. Now we're finally talking. War Woman was powerful enough to help fight Omni-Man and actually land hits on him. She's a legitimate powerhouse and probably gives Diana her first real challenge. But comic Wonder Woman has centuries of combat experience,
magical gear,
and feats against beings way stronger than Omni-Man. I still got Diana taking this one. Level 4 is Supergirl, and this is where shit gets cooking. In terms of raw strength, Supergirl might actually have the advantage. Y'all forget, she is not like Superman. This girl does not hold back. She can move at insane speed, fly across galaxies, and fit like a truck loaded with nukes. But Wonder Woman has something most heroes don't.
experience fighting Kryptonians.
Her sword can bypass a lot of Kryptonian durability, and Diana is arguably one of the greatest warriors in DC history. This fight could honestly go either way, but I'm giving Diana the narrow victory because of skill, strategy, and her weapons. Which brings us to the final boss, MCU Scarlet Witch. We've seen Wanda mentally dominate entire towns, tear apart powerful heroes, and almost ripped apart Thanos, and casually dismantle opponents with telekinesis and chaos magic. The problem is that Scarlet Witch doesn't need to trade punches. If Wanda gets the chance to use her powers, she can attack Diana from a distance, trap her, manipulate reality around her, or simply overwhelm her with magic. Diana gonna put up a fight, but against the Scarlet Witch from Multiverse of Madness, I think her run comes to an end. She's stopping at MCU Scarlet Witch. How far can Captain Marvel go? Level 1 is Starlight. Now Starlight is powerful in the boys universe, but against Carol Danvers,
mismatch.
Carol flies faster, hits way harder, takes way more damage. It can literally blast through alien warships. We saw that shit in Avengers Endgame. This girl gets eliminated almost instantly. Next is level 2 Storm from the X-Men movies. Storm's weather manipulation is dangerous. Lightning strikes, hurricanes, tornadoes, you name it. But Carol has fought in outer space, survived ridiculous levels of punishment,
Yes, you heard me.
and has enough speed to close the distance before Storm can fully take control of the battlefield. Storm gonna put up one hell of a fight, but Captain Marvel's gonna on advanced. So now we gotta talk about level 3, Mighty Thor. Jane Foster has Mjolnir. She can fly. She can summon lightning. And she's surprisingly powerful. This is probably Carol's toughest fight so far. But Captain Marvel has flown straight through massive warships, overpowered Kree technology, and matched some of the strongest beings in the MCU. Jane gonna go band for band, blow for blow with her. But compared to her raw power, actually, matter of fact, I don't even fucking know. This gonna be close.
Fuck that.
Let's talk about level 4 Wonder Woman. This is where the comments are going to explode. Wonder Woman is arguably the most skilled fighter on this list. She's battled gods. She's reacted to bullets like they're standing still. Her combat experience, ridiculous. But MCU Captain Marvel has one thing Diana struggles to match. Pure destructive power.
I think.
Actually, this fight is extremely close, way closer than people think. But I think Carol eventually edges out a victory after an absolute war. Which means she reaches the final boss. No.
Hell no.
This is Scarlet Witch we are talking about. She is broken.
The same woman who nearly killed Thanos.
The same woman who took over an entire town with her mind. The same woman who destroyed Comatose and hunted heroes across the multiverse. The problem for Carol is that strength doesn't matter as much as reality warping magic. You can't fly through telekinesis. And you definitely can't overpower someone who can alter reality itself. So the final verdict, are you ready for this? Captain Marvel defeats Starlight, defeats Storm, defeats Mighty Thor. Close battle, but I don't think she gets past Wonder Woman. But when Scarlet Witch steps in this bitch, GG's. Which one of these are you picking if your life depends on it? First up, you're a soldier and you have to fight the Predator.
I don't fucking think so.
This thing hunts special elite forces for fun. It can turn invisible, see your body heat through walls, and blast you into next week with a plasma cannon. We've literally watched entire military squads get erased by one Predator. Unless you're Arnold Schwarzenegger with plot armor, you're already cooked. Next option, be a ninja and fight the Ninja Turtles. At first, that sounds easy because they're turtles, right?
Fuck no.
Leonardo is a master swordsman. Raphael fights like a walking tank. Donatello is a genius, and Michelangelo is way more dangerous than people give him credit for. Together, they've beaten mutants, aliens, robots, and armies of Foot Clan ninjas. You're not fighting one turtle. You're fighting all four. Then we have arguably the scariest option. Be a mutant and fight Wolverine. This nigga has survived explosions, gunfire, being stabbed, and basically every nightmare imaginable. Even if you knock him down, he gets right back up. And those adamantium claws. No mistake, and my nigga, the fight is over. Which brings us to the final option. Be a bounty hunter and hunt down Robin. But don't get me wrong, Robin is insanely dangerous. And depending on which Robin we're talking about, you're dealing with someone trained by Batman himself. But here's the key difference. It says,
Hunt Robin.
it doesn't say fight him head on. As a bounty hunter, I can track him, gather information, set traps, and work smart instead of charging into battle. Compared to fighting Predator, Wolverine, or the entire Ninja Turtle team, this is easily the option with the best odds of survival. So the final verdict, I'm choosing Robin. Name a character who can defeat this squad easily. I'm gonna be honest, I don't fucking know who can wipe this squad out. First up is Sentry. This dude is basically Marvel's version of Superman on steroids. He's fought gods, ripped apart celestial level threats, regenerated from complete destruction, and has reality warping abilities thanks to the Void. Most superheroes don't even survive being in the same zip code as him. Then you got Archie Sonic.
Fuck.
And if only you played the games and read the comics, you have absolutely no idea how broken this version is. Archie Sonic has outran time itself, traveled through dimensions, manipulated reality with chaos energy, and performed feats that make most speedsters look slow. This ain't regular Sonic. This is the version power scalers have nightmares about. Then we get to Cosmic Armor Superman.
Jesus Christ.
This nigga was literally created to fight threats that end stories and narratives. He adapts to whatever he's fighting and exists on a level far beyond most multiversal characters. He's one of the strongest versions of Superman ever created. And the last guy on the list, God Emperor Doom, the same man who stole the powers of the Beyonders. Doom reshaped the Marvel multiverse, created Battleworld, casually erased powerful beings from existence, and at one point he was basically playing God with entire universes. So who is beating all four of these monsters at the same damn time? The answer is probably the one above all, because while this squad can destroy universes, realities, timelines, and possibly entire narratives, the one above all sits above all of it. He is the supreme creator of Marvel, the being above Doom, above Sentry, above practically everything in Marvel's cosmology. So if I had to pick one character to defeat this squad easily, I'm taking the one above all. Which one of these villains would you work for if you had no choice? Let's start with the option that's basically a guaranteed death sentence. I don't think people realize that Joker treats his own henchmen like disposable props. In both the comics and live-action versions, Joker constantly betrays, manipulates, and even kills the people working for him. Imagine clocking in for work and finding out your boss decided today's punchline is your funeral.
No thanks.
Next up is work for Gunmar the Black.
Now this dude is fucking terrifying.
Gunmar isn't some goofy-ass villain. He's the ancient leader of the Gum-Gums, a legendary warlord so dangerous that entire civilization feared his return. His goal isn't robbery or chaos. It's conquest. He wants to dominate the world and crush anyone standing in his way. And the problem with working for Gunmar is simple.
Weakness is not tolerated.
If you're not useful in battle or helping them achieve victory,
You're fucked.
then we have work for Frieza. Frieza actually runs a massive empire. If you're powerful, loyal, and competent, you can climb the ranks and live pretty well. But the problem is that Frieza has one of the shortest tempers in anime history. This is a guy who wipes out planets, destroys civilizations, and eliminates his own soldiers when he's annoyed. You can be Employee of the Month and still get vaporized, which leaves us with Bowser. And somehow, Bowser might actually be the best employer on this entire list. Just think about it. His Goombas, Koopas, and other minions have been working for him for decades. They lose to Mario almost every other week. Yet Bowser Bowser keeps rebuilding his army and bringing everyone back. He gives his troops castles, airships, giant armies, and surprisingly good job security for an evil king. Compared to Joker's insanity, Gunmar's conquest obsession,
And Frieza's galaxy-wide temper tantrums.
Bowser is basically running a normal business. So my choice is him, because I'd rather get stomped by Mario than get laughed at by Joker, conquered by Gunmar, or erased from existence by Frieza. Not gonna lie, every single one of these options is completely screwed. Let's start with be a Kryptonian and fight Doomsday. You know, the giant walking nightmare who literally killed Superman. People hear Kryptonian and think they're safe.
Hell no.
That's like saying, don't worry guys, I'm a professional boxer. Right before Mike Tyson walks in the room carrying a chair. Doomsday's entire purpose in life
Is ruining Superman's day.
You are not Superman. You're Steve from accounting with laser eyes. Yo clown ass is getting folded. Option 2, be a Super Saiyan and fight Broly. This is somehow worse, because at least Doomsday might kill you quickly. Broly treats fights like a damn stress ball. The second he starts screaming and his hair turns greener than a radioactive vegetable, their life expectancy drops immediately. Broly doesn't even flinch.
This nigga just smiled.
That's the moment I start apologizing for shit I didn't even do. If I ever come face to face with Broly, all I'm gonna say is if I offended you, my bad. Option 3, have the Speed Force but Reverse Flash is your biggest hater. This one is crazy.
You get the Speed Force. That is awesome.
But Reverse Flash becomes your biggest hater. And if you know Reverse Flash, that is not normal hating. That's professional hating. Olympic level hating. This nigga would travel through time just to make sure your chicken nuggets are cold. You get promoted at work, he goes back in time and gets the position first. You get a girlfriend, all of a sudden she's dating Reverse Flash. You buy a new car, this nigga already owns a dealership. This man is an all-time menace. Then we got Fight Thrag as a Viltrumite.
Absolutely not.
Thrag is what happens when a Viltrumite spends an entire life doing nothing but violence. This nigga treats elite warriors like practice dummies. You flying all confident. 30 seconds later, you're flying through 6 mountains murdering where all your damn teeth went. But what's the least terrible option? My answer, give me the Speed Force. Yeah, Reverse Flash is the biggest hater in existence, but at least I get powers that can break reality. The other 3 options are basically choosing which cosmic psychopath gets to beat the absolute dog shit out of you. Alright, let's see how far MCU Thor gets through this absolute lineup of problems. Level 1 is Mysterio. Mysterio's whole game plan is making you question reality. You know who doesn't give a damn about reality? A 7-foot-tall Norse guy with lightning PTSD and an axe the size of a damn motorcycle. Mysterio's gonna spend 6 months creating fake dragons, fake cities, and fake nightmares. And Thor's just gonna accidentally vaporize the entire damn neighborhood with 1 lightning strike. Congratulations, you just spent billions of dollars on drones to get struck by weather. Level 2 is Ultron. I ain't gonna lie.
This nigga is a problem.
Ultron walks in giving his usual speech about humanity being flawed. Thor has heard the same bullshit speech from Loki,
Hello.
Odin, and Thanos. As soon as it's
Clanker starts monologuing.
Thor's already charging lightning. Ultron gets turned into the world's most expensive fucking toaster. Thor probably doesn't even wait for the speech to end. Ultron's consciousness is gonna get stored in a microwave at Best Buy. Level 3 is Ebony Maw. Maw is scary because he doesn't even fight fair. This dude fights like he paid for every DLC, every cheat code, and every goddamn expansion pack. I ain't gonna lie, if this nigga throws a building at him, Thor's gonna have enough concrete to start a real estate company. But eventually Thor gonna get angry and whoop some ass. And that's usually when everyone's survival rate drops to 0. This nigga,
Listen to me.
This man has survived the force of a star. Level 4 is Ronan the Accuser. Ronan talks a ridiculous amount of shit for a guy who got defeated by a dance-off. Just think about that. This nigga's greatest enemy wasn't a god.
It wasn't a super soldier.
And it wasn't a cosmic entity. It was some idiot doing Fortnite emos 10 years before Fortnite existed. If Starlo can distract you with dancing, Thor is absolutely beating the brakes off of you. And the final boss is this man Thanos. Everybody remembers when Thor put a hole in this nigga's chest. But people conveniently forget something. Thanos had just fought the Avengers, the Guardians, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and basically half the damn universe. This man was running on fumes. Meanwhile, Endgame Thanos showed up fresh, angry, hydrated, and ready to commit workplace violence. After 4 straight fights, Thor's gonna get exhausted. When Thanos walks in, there's no jokes, no bullshit, just a straight up massacre. But I mean, let's not forget that Thor literally chopped off this nigga's head. So I mean, it can go either way. So at the end of the day, my final verdict, Thor is definitely making it past Mysterio, Ultron, Ebony Maw, and Ronan before getting packed up by the Mad Titan. I only get 3 defenders and the other 6 are trying to turn me into a red stain on the sidewalk. I'm choosing Superman, Sentry, and Darkseid. The rest of y'all getting me killed. First off, Batman is gone immediately. I don't give a damn how much prep time Batman has. Prep time ain't saving your ass. When Omni-Man crashes through your living room ceiling at 4,000 miles per hour like an angry Amazon delivery driver. Batman will spend 6 months building a contingency plan just to get punched into next Tuesday. Spider-Man, I love him. One of my favorite heroes ever. But brother, you're asking a guy who struggles paying rent in New York
To stop Darkseid.
This nigga is getting folded like a lawn chair. Venom is scary. Until this nigga Superman accidentally sneezes in his direction. And why the fun
Fuck!
is Homelander on this list? Homelander might actually be the funniest one here. This dude talks like he's the final boss of existence. Meanwhile, Superman, Sentry, Omni-Man, Battle Beast, and Darkseid are all standing around looking at him like he's a Make-A-Wish participant. Now, Omni-Man and Battle Beast are 2 absolute psychopaths. Battle Beast don't care if he wins, he just wants to smoke. And Omni-Man, bro murdered an entire superhero team for breakfast. This nigga is a workplace safety violation. But the reason I'm taking Superman, Sentry, and Darkseid is because they're the only trio that can realistically stop everyone else at once. Superman handles Omni-Man and Homelander. Darkseid deals with Battle Beast and anyone dumb enough to challenge him. And Sentry is the insurance policy. Because if somehow everything goes to shit, Sentry's the guy you call when the fight has already become everyone else's problem. So the final verdict, Superman, Sentry, history, dark side. And then I'm hiding behind them like the world's most protected little bitch while they save reality. Alright, you wake up tomorrow and you've got 4 absolutely terrible life choices. Option 1, you're Batman, you gotta fight Superman. Yeah, because apparently waking up and choosing death wasn't enough. Look, Batman's smart, Batman's prepared, and Batman's got plans for everybody. But let's be real for a second. If Superman wakes up cranky and decides he's done listening to Bruce's
Rich boy bullshit.
Gotham's newest landmark is gonna be a Batman-shaped crater. You're basically betting your life on a glowing green rock and severe trust issues. Next option, you're Bushman and fighting Moon Knight.
Hell no.
Moon Knight isn't even fighting you at that point. He's fighting about 6 different personalities, childhood trauma, an Egyptian god, and somehow he's still got time to beat your ass. You could shoot him, stab him, run him over with a truck, and he'll still show up 3 days later looking for round 2. You wanna know what that sounds like? A subscription service to...
Getting your ass kicked.
Now let's talk about option 3, be Megatron and fight Optimus. Honestly, this might be the dumbest one. Like nigga, imagine fighting a giant robot whose entire personality is freedom, leadership, and catching bodies when necessary. Optimus always starts a fight talking about some we don't have to do this, Megatron, and that speech is followed by a 12-card pileup
And a fish through some of his goddamn chest.
Every Transformer movie proves one thing. Never trust a piece of robot over 30 feet tall. And the last option, be Billy Butcher and fight Homelander.
Now we're talking.
Is this still a horrible decision? Absolutely. Homelander can laser your face out before you finish saying boy. But Butcher has one thing that others don't. Pure, concentrated, weaponized hatred. This nigga wakes up angry. He eats breakfast angry. He probably brushes his teeth angry. If anybody is crazy enough to look Homelander dead in his eyes and say,
Yeah, let's fucking do this.
it's Butcher. And honestly, if I'm picking one of these nightmares, give me Butcher. Because if I'm gonna get packed up, I'd rather die talking the most disrespectful shit imaginable than become a Batman pancake, a Moon Knight victim, or Optimus Prime's next motivational speech. Oh, buddy. Every option here is basically choosing what flavor of death you want. First option, be a Jedi and fight General Grievous. Now, some of y'all gonna be thinking, I'd be a Jedi, I'd use the Force.
Motherfucker.
Grievous has turned entire Jedi councils into collectible merchandise. This nigga sees a lightsaber reacts like Pokemon fans seeing a rare Charizard card. The second you ignite your blade, Grievous has already calculated where he's gonna mount your ass on his trophy wall. And reminder, Obi-Wan Kenobi
Arguably one of the greatest Jedis ever.
barely survived this mechanical asthmatic blender. Next option, be a Titan to fight Levi Ackerman. Oh, so you wanna fight humanity's strongest soldier? Levi doesn't fight Titans. Levi performs high-speed surgical procedures with anger issues. The second you spot him flying through the trees, you've already lost your kneecap, your neck, your dignity, and somehow your entire bloodline's reputation. And the worst part, he'll kill you while looking mildly inconvenient. Like he just got interrupted during laundry day. Next option, be a vampire and fight Blade. This is probably the single dumbest choice on this list. Blade wakes up every morning and asks himself, how can I ruin a vampire's entire fucking existence today? This nigga has dedicated his life to racism against vampires. He's the final boss of anti-vampire HR department. You're participating in his daily cardio routine. Which leaves us with the last option, be a zombie and fight Leon Kennedy. Now don't get me wrong, Leon is an absolute psychopath. This nigga suplex zombies. He roundhouse kicks monsters. And he flirts with women while entire cities are collapsing around him.
I ain't gonna lie, this nigga got game though.
But here's the thing, thousands of zombies have fought Leon, and some of them actually land hits. And that's enough that I'm taking my chances. Because if I have to choose between getting blended by Grievous, deep fried by Levi, or hate crimed by Blade, I'm pulling up on Leon with 30 other zombies and praying this beautiful head bastard forgets to reload. So yeah, give me Leon Kennedy. Because in every other scenario, I'm not surviving a fight. Alien X versus Cosmic Armor Superman, who the hell actually wins? I already know half y'all in the comments like,
Alien X solos.
calm your ass down for like 30 seconds. Let's start with Cosmic Armor Superman. This nigga ain't your regular Superman. This is the version of Superman designed to literally fight threats to the entire DC narrative itself. We're talking about a being that exists on a level where concepts, stories, and realities become weapons. Cosmic Armor Superman adapts to whatever threatens him and was created specifically to combat beings capable of destroying the DC multiverse and the story surrounding it. Basically, if Cosmic Armor Superman wakes up and decides you're a threat, your ass should become a cautionary tale. But then, we gotta talk about Alien X. Alien X isn't just another strong alien. Let me tell you something. You need the universe created? Done. Need time rewritten? Easy. Need existence itself edited like somebody opened Photoshop? No problem. Once Ben gains full control over Alien X, there's no arguing with Serena and Billikis every 5 damn minutes. He can actually use his powers whenever he wants. Now imagine Cosmic Armor Superman arriving from beyond reality itself. Alien X rewrites space.
Cosmic Armor Superman adapts.
Alien X manipulates time. Cosmic Armor Superman transcends the narrative those concepts operate under. This nigga attempts to erase the battlefield, and this nigga looks at the battlefield and says, I exist because stories like this need a hero. And that is the problem. You can't simply rewrite reality when your opponent operates on a level beyond conventional reality itself. Now, could Alien X be plenty of versions of Superman?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
But Cosmic Armor Superman?
Nah.
So the final verdict and the clear answer, Cosmic Armor Superman. And Ben 10 fans, do not come to my house either. I already know somebody is typing a 47-page Google Doc explaining why Alien X can erase fiction, non-fiction, and my electricity bill. Alright, you have to pick one. Which one of these absolutely horrible life choices are you taking? Option 1, be a mutant and fight the future Sentinels. Bro. Absolutely the
Fuck!
not. Have you seen Days of Future Past? Those Sentinels weren't just killing mutants. They were studying them, adapting to them, and then turning your powers into your personal obituary. Oh, you shoot fire? They're fireproof now. Oh, you teleport? Great, they're teleporting too. Oh, you're Wolverine? Congratulations, my nigga, you bought yourself an extra 15 minutes of suffering. The only reason anybody survived that timeline is because Wolverine and Professor X started playing multiversal customer service.
My God!
Option 2, become Shazam and fight Black Adam. I ain't gonna lie, this shit sounds cool. You get the powers of God. You can fly. You're basically magical Superman. But the problem?
Your opponent is Black Adam.
Who has all of your powers, about 5,000 years more of experience, and the emotional stability of someone who got cut off in traffic. Imagine getting hit with enough lightning to power New York City because you forgot to say GG's after the fight. Option 3, become a sorcerer and fight Dr. Doom. Let me explain why this is the worst choice. Dr. Doom is what happens when Batman, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and a narcissistic dictator all get shoved into the same body and decide to ruin your week. This nigga has stolen the powers of cosmic entities. He's fought gods. He's conquered universes. And somehow, his biggest superpower is waking up every morning with enough confidence to genuinely believe he's better than everyone who's ever created. Option 4, become a super soldier and fight the Winter Soldier. And honestly, this is the only option where I don't immediately start writing my will. Yeah, Bucky is terrifying. Yeah, he has decades of combat experience. Yeah, he has a metal arm capable of turning your ribcage into modern art. But at least at the end of the day, he's human. I can train, I can get stronger, I can maybe talk him down. Hell, if I'm lucky, I'll just mention Steve Rogers and buy myself 30 seconds. So my final answer? Give me the super soldier serum and let me fight Winter Soldier. Because I'd rather get my ass kicked by a traumatized assassin than get erased by killer robots, vaporized by Black Adam, or spend 5 seconds explaining to Dr. Doom why I thought I had a chance. Alright, who wins in a straight hand-to-hand fight? Let's get the obvious psychopath out the way.
My God!
The freaking Batman has mastered over 100 martial arts, regularly beats groups of armed assassins, and has somehow convinced the entire DC universe that dressing like a freaking bat is legitimate fighting strategy. Batman walks in the room, turns off the lights, and 20 trained killers are filing for workers' compensation. Next up, Green Arrow. Oliver Queen is actually a monster in hand-to-hand combat. The problem?
Lives in a universe with Batman.
Nigga, that's like being the second richest guy in the world and finding out that your neighbor is Elon Musk with ninja training and severe emotional issues. Green Arrow can absolutely beat elite fighters, but against this lineup, he's getting sent to the losers bracket. Next, Wolverine. Now, Wolverine is where shit gets stupid. Pure martial arts skill? He's one of Marvel's best. The dude has over a century of combat experience.
100 years!
Imagine fighting somebody who's been throwing hands since before sliced bread was invented. Next up, Hawkeye. Look, Clint Barton deserves respect. Anybody who fights aliens, robots, and Norse gods armed with a bow and unlimited confidence has earned my admiration. But hand to hand, he's the nigga at a UFC event talking about some I would have won if they let me bring my equipment. Captain America. Peak human physical. Master martial artist. Tactical genius. This nigga beat trained soldiers before breakfast and they gave a motivational speech afterwards. Captain America is what happens when the government spends money correctly for once. Honestly, Cap beats everyone here except for one person. And next up, Punisher. Frank Castle isn't a martial artist.
This nigga is a problem.
He's the human embodiment of I survive because violence solved my problems. But against Batman and Cap, my brother in Christ, your power of being extremely angry only takes you so far. So the final verdict, if we're talking strictly hand-to-hand combat with no weapons, Batman takes the cake. And honestly, Batman wins because the second a fight starts, he already has a contingency plan, 3 smoke bombs, and somehow knows everyone's social security number.